How to avoid a nightmare client. And what is a nightmare client, right? So a nightmare client is someone that you thought you were in line with, but turns out you're really not, right? So ways to avoid them is you wanna let me just tell you guys what happened. Okay, so this is what happened. I met this young lady and she had a niche that I wasn't really knowledgeable about. Like I didn't even understand it. But I was like, well, shoot, she's paying me X amount of dollars per month. I need this money to pay my bills. Period. So I take her on as a client and she was so out there, like I did not understand anything that she was talking about. We dealt with each other for at least 4 months before I said, this ain't working out. Her communication style was poor. So one of the reasons why could not understand her, and neither could her audience, is because she couldn't communicate very well. So that's problem number one. Problem number two, she could not truly afford a virtual assistant because she did not even have an audience. So now I have a stricter criteria on when it comes to bringing on a virtual assistant. Like she had no audience. The audience did not even understand her, that the little audience that she did have. She had some supportive friends, but that was about it. So we ended up parting ways, and don't you know, she asked me to help her with this launch that she was doing, and I did. I helped her out, and she was like, I'm gonna pay you, I'm gonna pay you, I'm gonna pay you, I'm gonna pay you, I'm gonna pay you. I was like, okay, that's fine, and okay, that's fine. That's just like the nice version of me as a person. But as a business person, it's not fine. Because I got bills to pay. I got kids to feed. This my livelihood. It's not fine. So that's taught me a valuable lesson. Because even though I worked clean up until like 15 days into the month without getting paid, and I sent my invoice out the first of the month. So even though I worked up to the 15th of the month, she ended up telling me that she did not have the money and she was unable to pay me. So I didn't work for free. I had to chop it up as a loss because A, I didn't have any boundaries set up. B, I allowed her to maneuver into my business. C, she wasn't aligned from the beginning. So I learned a valuable lesson in it. Everybody is not going to be your client. Just because they got money don't mean it's going to line up. And she really, made my life miserable every day. I never wanted to do her work because I couldn't understand it. And I didn't have the balls enough to say, this ain't working out. But now I do. End of story.